can't believe you've done this.
Touhou Luna Nights is one of my favourite games, and with the recent popularity of challenge runs, I decided to do one myself. So about 5 hours later, I had fully recorded a pacifist run, only to find out that not only has someone done it before, it's also a speed run. Needless to say, I needed to find something else, because I already have a track record for plagiarism. A key mechanic in Touhou Luna Nights is stopping time, so why don't we just remove that? It can't be too difficult, right? Oh, and spoilers, obviously. Quick side note, I played through this game multiple times as I learned about the routing. Don't be surprised if my level goes from 7 to 27 in an instant. Sakuya is a yoi, the time-stopping maid from the Scarlet Devil Mansion, for those of you who are unaware, finds herself trapped in a replica of Gensokyo created by her master Vermelia for reasons. To make it more challenging, her ability to stop time has been taken away, and her powers to manipulate time have been vastly limited. We can only slow down time, throw knives, and graze against the enemies and projectiles, which restores HP and MP. Honestly, it's more of a kit than I was expecting, but it's all we've got to work with so far. Along the way, Not Now Tori over here gives us the Eternity Clock, an item able to mimic Sakuya's powers. Unfortunately, Not Now Tori isn't supposed to be giving us this clock, and so using it would go against Amelia's rules. Completely ignoring a core mechanic of the game, let's make our way to the first obstacle, a pool of water. Dev's intended method is to stop time and then walk on water. Usually we just fly over the gap, however there is a blockade in the ceiling to stop us. The architects of this place really had a bone to pick with someone to install this stupid thing. We're going to have to make the jump normally, but by normally I mean abusing as many mechanics as possible. There are two ways to gain additional height other than jumping. Throwing knives downward while in the air gives us a small boost the first 2 times we use it, however alone it isn't nearly enough. The second is to be hit by an enemy while in mid-air. Lure one of the Kappa robots into the pool, stand next to the wall, turn your back away from the wall and wait for it to jump. Then jump yourself and spam knives downward. With any luck it'll give us enough height to... oh. Even with optimal timing it doesn't get us over the wall. I guess the run's over before we even started, defeated by a pool of water. What a way to go. Just before we pack up our things, pay close attention to the Kappas on the left. When they attempt to jump into the pool they can't, however the ones on the right can easily. There's likely an invisible wall there to stop jokers like us from making it over. I guess we need to get our hands on the Eternity Clock. We just can't use it. Round 2. After Sakuya gives us a tutorial on how water works, we can clearly see that whatever was blocking the Kappas has been removed. Kill the ones on the left and do the same thing as before. In a few attempts you should be able to make it over the wall. Let's hope there's nothing like that in the future. The rest of the area can be cleared like usual with a few knife hovers to make it over the more tricky gaps. Collect the slide knife and make your way to the first boss, Hong Mei-ling. Unfortunately, Mei-ling isn't slacking on the job this time, and she has a shield to protect herself from knives. You're supposed to stop time and throw some from behind her, however we can't do that, so we need a new method. While she is performing her attacks, she is vulnerable. Run either behind her or under her while she is attacking and throw knives until you win. When she gets low on HP, she will start casting Last Stand. Make sure you jump over it, it kinda hurts. On to the next area, the mansion, which can be cleared as normal. None of the rooms require you to stop time, however a few require you to slow it down. Collect the jump knife for a double jump and make sure to grab the chainsaw just before boss. We'll be needing this later. Climb up the tower and face off with the next boss, the ordinary magician Marisa Kirishime. Marisa is a tad bit more challenging than Mei-ling, owing to the fact she has fewer projectiles and thus less opportunities to heal. She's also more mobile and our main damage source, the newly acquired chainsaw, needs her to stand still. Her most common attack, the time paralysis gas, can't affect us at all, so jump and throw knives whenever possible. When she flies off the screen, crouch and she'll go right over your head. However, attacks can easily be dodged by slowing time. Collect the yellow key and proceed to the library. We don't get very far into the library until we reach our next problem. There are 2 paths we can take. The left one introduces green platforms, which can only move while time is stopped. I don't understand how that's supposed to work either. The first few can be passed with some precision jumps, however the next section is impossible. The platform is in the wrong area, and even if by some miracle of nature we're able to get past it, we only get our hands on the grip knives, which allow us to stand on our knives while time is stopped. I don't need to tell you why that is useless. The right path looks impossible, but with some even better jumps than before and some hovering, we can make our way to this, our old friend, pool of water. There is no way we can retain enough height by hovering to make it to the other side. Furthermore, we'll need to use our double jump to make it over the final part. There's no way we can do the enemy trick from before, it's just too deep. It looks like this is where our run ends. Again. At least that's for the dev intended route. We never said we had to follow what they wanted, did we? Go back to just before fighting Marissa, stand in front of this cannon and wait for it to fire. Then slow time, double jump and land on the cannonball. Before it loses collision, jump off and hover to the right, double jump again and hope you land yourself on the platform. Doing that will only matter if you can somehow get through this locked door, thankfully there's a second cannon facing it. Slow down time just as it's about to fire, and after it hits the wall, slide underneath the cannonball. It's a tad finicky, but eventually you'll clip out of bounds. Go into the safe zone on the right and turn around and double jump into the load zone just above you. Congratulations, you've skipped a third of the game. Collect the teal key and be careful in the next room. You don't want to have to do all of that again. Now in the final section of the game, all we have to do is hope that... oh god no. Not even 5 rooms in and we've already run into the next problem. We can get past the first obstacle by throwing a knife behind us and then running into the blade, causing Sakuya to get knocked into the direction we're running. However, the next bit is impossible. Not even fake impossible. There's no enemies in the room and the ledge is all too high to reach, not to mention our only method to stop time to ride up this green platform. As far as I could tell, there's no way to clip out of the bound in this area without stopping time or having the grip knife. Something we need to stop time to get and use. This is the end of the run. You cannot beat Touhou Luna Nights without stopping time. So, how many times do we need to stop time to beat the game? We'll add 1 to the counter and move on normally. We could fly over the next few obstacles and enemies, however it takes our entire MP bar to actually kill them, so it's best just skip through them. At the next crossroads, go left, up and then right to get a save point. We're going to have to go through a gauntlet in order to obtain the purple key, so stopping here is important. Getting through the first room is easy. Hover under the stone faces and shoot any of their projectiles while you wait, then either be patient while the machine gun fires, or run through quickly. The next room is the main problem. Skip going around by getting hit by the electricity nodes and then not the actual lightning and go through. To get the purple key, take the first platform to its maximum height, jump off and hover onto the second platform before double jumping up to it. Getting back is a lot more difficult though. Wait for your mana to refill by double jumping, and make your way over the first spike pit, making sure to kill all the spirits that get close to you with knives or chainsaw. Once all of them are dead, go up to the left, and at this point slow down time and... oh, it's too high. We can't reach the ledge, especially with the electricity blocking us. Thankfully there's a different way to pass, the way we went in. Stand here, jump into the electricity node and cast chain for the moment you touch the ground to cancel the roll animation. Then quickly jump through using your iframes. Be careful on your way back to the save point. One final challenge before reaching the end, our greatest enemy, pool of water. I know it'll always come down to this, but this time I came prepared. You will not have your vengeance. Use 3 or so chainsaws to kill both machine guns and stand here. Jump down and hover until you go below the first dip. Then cast knives to float and just before you hit the water, double jump to safety. It might take 1 or 2 attempts, but it's likely the easiest trick we've had to do. A straight shot to the boss. Our first fight is with Not Now Tori, and is one of the easiest fights owing to the amount of healing we can do off her attack. Unfortunately, we're on a time limit. These drones fire green bullets, but can only move while time is stopped, so they'll slowly fill up the arena. They don't get too close to the ground, so they fill up the air quite quickly, so focus the drones. However, attacks are easy enough to dodge, and the landmines can be removed using the sliding knife. When she is low, she will fire guns from the background, stand behind one of the convenient pillars to block them. At least the architecture guy has been in our favour here. Keep on throwing chainsaws and she'll go down soon enough. Without a break, the next boss is Flan, who shockingly, was not Now Tori this entire time. Who would have suspected a thing? Most of her attacks can be dodged by making small movements horizontally or standing below her. When she summons the green gems, clear out a few of them by attacking, so you can have room to dodge and fight back. With more HP than Not Now Tori, it'll take a bit longer, but using the fireballs to heal should mean you can beat her pretty easily. With Flan defeated, Mamelia, who we haven't scene yet comes to set everyone free from the world, and Touhou Luna Nights has been cleared with one time stop. The credits roll, and why there's still so much time left on this video? Oh, right, the extra stage. We can't call this a run without completing that, can we? Return to the portal and teleport to the first area, making your way to the white gate. Say hi to actual Naotori and enter the Chaos Zone. Ignore the enemies except those that get in your way, killing the more problematic ones with a few chainsaws. Head right and... come on. Unlike every time before, we are both required to get up there and there's nothing here to help us. We're going to have to get both the grip knives and use them to get up there, making 3 time stops. These are going to tally up quick, aren't they? Follow the path like usual until you make it to the 3-way crossroad. The first path leads to the dash spike, the second leads to the ice charm, and the third leads to Cirno. But Cirno might be hard, so let's not fight her. In order to get our hands on the dash spike, we're going to have to be hit by 3 of these flame barriers, and use immunity frames to get past. Each one does 50 HP, and our current defense blocks 4.5 damage. There's a camera up there which we can use to heal 13 HP, so we would need 124 HP to survive. Oh boy, let's bring out the map so we can see where the HP ups are located. We need 3 of them to get there, and by miracle there's 3 that can be attained without stopping time. Click the one in the first area behind this hidden wall, the next in the library, and the final one in the last area. With our newly found HP, we're able to sneak past the barriers, collect the dash spike, and return to the safe point safe and sound. Now let's test our rewards and experience the joys of going fast. They don't work. Oh. We need them too. Okay, maybe they're locked behind the ice crystal. Cirno, that can't be that hard, right? Climb down and get ready for another boss fight, and she's easy, go figure. Yet again, her attacks can heal you to full and are easy enough to dodge. Just run behind her whenever you can and throw chainsaws. Use the slide knife to remove any ice spikes from the floor. When she's low, she'll summon an ice crystal. Just jump over it and then run on a line. With that idiot out of the way, let's see if they... oh, come on! Dash spike is required, and with it not working, there's no way to get through the Chaos Zone. It looks like at least one of the skips has caused the game to... wait, we never picked up the screw knife. Well, it looks like we know what we have to do. Leave the Chaos Zone, return to the start of the castle and go backwards to the Amelia fight. While she doesn't have a time limit on her, one of her attacks is impossible to dodge, so keep your HP high. Use the usual strategy, throwing chainsaws to deal damage. When she gets low, she'll fill the screen with lasers, and so stand in the center and jump as they come in. When she's even low, she'll use a different laser attack, but I killed her too fast, so use your imagination. Lead through the tower backward, head left to the save and make your way through. Why? We need to use another time stop to attain the screw knife. To make it safer, stand here and climb up quickly before the yellow bridges block your path. Kill all purple spirits and trigger the first bridge. We only have one shot at this, so hover across and jump onto the second bridge. Immediately jumping off of it's destroyed and performing another hover, double jumping to the screw knife, and the dash knife works! Unfortunately, we need to use another time stop to get back to where we were before, totaling 5 before we reach time stop hell. These purple switches need to be hit while time is stopped in order to progress through the area, and we have no way to chain them together. There's 4 in total, so our final score is going to be a pathetic 9 time stops. I'm sorry to say, but this one isn't as clean as I was hoping to be. I guess we'll just have to end it here. Or that's what I would be saying if it wasn't for this one final trick we can perform. Restarting the save file, proceed as we did before except with a few changes. Kill everything that stands in your way. We're going to need a lot of cash to get to murdering. Pick up any knives you can along the way, and collect the grip knives as soon as possible. Grab the shop ticking from Not Naotori after defeating Marissa is also recommended. Save up until you can get 30,000 coins, which is just enough to buy 2 time gauge refills and 2 max knife increases. Just before the Not Naotori and Flan boss fight, head right and jump off from the highest platform, using knives to hover and retain your height. When you're close to the wall, stop time and land on the most recent set of knives, using them to jump up into the gap. Press your face up against the wall and throw knives directly up, keeping an eye on your time gauge and refilling whenever it gets low. Once you clip out, use some more knives to climb back up and land on the top left corner of the screen. Don't go too high as you will crash the game, but you can use your map to see your location. Walk to the left until the screen transitions, then use minimum jump heights to get over the small ledges until you see the credits roll. Yeah, blah blah blah. We might be done, but this run won't be truly over until we take down the true final boss, Reimu. Owing to the fact that she's generally more difficult and that our stats are so pathetic, this will be a tough fight. Unlike every other boss, she can vary which attack she does, but the pattern will always be the same. She opens with a basic attack, which can come at you from multiple locations and the hitbox extends behind her, but a double jump should mean you always dodge. Next she will stab through the ground, running in any direction will dodge it. Her talismans don't do damage on their own, but they freeze you in place, opening up to an attack, so dodge them or destroy them. She'll repeat her basic attack before shooting fireballs. Go a bit of a distance away and then crouch to dodge all of them and fully heal. This will then go into a large jump range talisman. To maximise safety, fight her as follows. While between 8000 and 400 HP, take pot shots whenever possible but save most of your mana. When she goes for a ground spike, run straight at her and get 3 to 2 chainsaws off. Jump behind her and get 2 more before backing away and waiting for the fireballs to heal. Keep her out of the corners as this can make attacking her a pain. When she hits 6000 HP she will gain a very dangerous grapple. If you're hurt and she hits you, you're dead. Make sure you jump over it. Once she's below 4000, change up your strategy. After the talisman range she will stand still and rain fireballs. Save up your MP, get as close as possible and spam chainsaws on her. Repeat until she's dead. Phase 2 is where the real part starts. Attacks do half your HP, she has way more HP for herself, and you're on a time limit. She opens with throwing some cards, makes small hops and slow down time to heal back to full whenever she uses this. Be careful in dodging and get a few chainsaws off when there's few cards left. Next she shoots fireballs in an arc. Make as much distance as possible and jump over the final few. She then pulls you in, so don't go for a graze unless you are very confident. Now comes the worst attack. White curtains will swing down, covering most of the entire screen. Stand at the center of the screen, notch below Reimu and crouch, preparing to slow down time. Once they've gone over you twice, slow down time. This will cause the green spirit balls to spawn higher and out of the way. If you slow down time too early, the attack will hit you and halve your HP. Next up is more fireballs. Stand directly below Reimu and try to move slightly in the direction with the fewest spirit balls. Jump and hover to avoid all attacks and get off the graze. Keep your MP high and move back to the center of the screen. Once the talismans spawn in, throw knives up and hope none of them hit you. Next are some lasers. Stand below Reimu and either follow her or jump out when they get lower. Up next is some fireballs which can be completely dodged by crouching. When she gets low, I don't know the exact HP amount, she will start casting a new attack. Keep to the right of her, making small hops when you can to graze and throw a chainsaw. Pay attention to the outer ring of spirit balls and use them to block the bullets. At low HP she casts the explosive talisman. I don't know how to dodge this, so make sure your HP is high when going into the attack and keep throwing chainsaws at her until the health bar finally hits 0. And the number of times you need to stop time in Touhou Luna Nights is 3. If you think you can do better than me, then feel free to do this yourself. I'd like to thank Remel as their any percent speed run of this game helped with the routing. I don't think I'm going to do any more challenge runs like this, however if you do want more, please feel free to let me know in the comments and by liking the video. It's been quite a while since I've done an outro like this, so thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.